We're going to talk about a certain trailer that dropped this week.
A blasphemous bastardization
This trailer,
of a beloved property.
This trailer broke a lot of hearts,
It
and not in the
broke
way
the
you
whole
want.
internet's heart. I'm
And
sure you
I
guys
don't
felt pain.
get anything about this. We're talking about Gem and the Holograms. Now, I never watched Gem. I knew of it, but I never watched it. I was, I just wasn't interested in it. You, on the other hand, you're going to take Jim to Gem School and explain to me why this Gem and the Holograms trailer is a crock of, well, you know what, potty mouth. Yeah. So, Roth, take it away.
So first of all, I know that the headline, like, it's an outrage, has been used. It is truly outrageous, but it is. It is a total bastardization of Gem and the whole thing that was cool about Gem.
Explain what. Okay. So what made Gem so wacky?
If you guys have seen this horrific trailer, then you know that it's basically little more than girl gets, first of all, why she becomes a Hannah Montana-like figure is very unclear. Like, why she adopts this whole secret identity. It's seemingly because it's like the evil head of the record label makes her adopt the secret identity or makes her adopt the identity of Gem.
I'm a freshman at Gem School, so tell them, I don't know what Gem is.
Let's talk about what Gem is.
Lesson 1.
Okay.
Open your books.
So the first thing that they got wrong is that there's no synergy. And if you know anything about Gem, you know that synergy is the AI that Jericho, who is the female lead, who is also Gem, Jericho's father had a record label. Okay. And he also had this AI, this like massive computer AI called Synergy. And Synergy could create holograms, okay? And
so it's like Alan Turing meets Phil Spector meets Quincy Jones.
Exactly. That's exactly right. And then he leaves all of this to his daughter, Jericho, and she am I saying her name wrong? I'm the worst Gem fan.
Oh no.
I feel like I am.
You're gonna get kicked out of Gem School.
I'm gonna get kicked out of Gem School. It's been a minute. But so her father leaves it all to her. So she's the head of this record label, but she also has Synergy, and her earrings basically can project holograms. Okay. And so when she projects the hologram, she becomes Gem, who is the superstar. And then she can also use her earrings to project holograms for like effects on the stage, because he invented it to do like crazy effects for performances. But they know that they don't want this technology to fall into the wrong hands.
Yet you make it an earring, which is the most commonly lost item on a woman's person.
Just
outside of their virtue. Ooh. Sorry.
The virtue isn't lost, Jen. Okay. So there's no synergy, so there's no AI where she's not the head of a record label.
Okay.
She's not this kick butt like businesswoman, which she is.
Okay.
She's not Gem, also the band Gem and the Holograms, who has a rival band called the Misfits, who causes them nothing but trouble, and like the head of this other rival agency who used to own half of their agency.
So it's like Pitch Perfect 2, kind of.
No. Constantly gets them into scrapes. And so there's action sequences too, where she'll have to use her earrings to project holograms to get them out of danger. Frequently, this happens, as you would think does, with international rock stars. And so that's not there. The Misfits aren't there. Synergy's not there. The earrings aren't there. She's not Gem. They're not the holograms. She's not the head of a record label. She's just a girl, a teenage girl that gets discovered on YouTube and becomes a rock star. And for some unknown reason, the head of the... So she has no real agency. Like, she had... Both of her identities were kicked butt. Gem and the head of this record label were kicked butt. So she's just this girl who's caught in the middle of, what, an identity crisis, I guess? And why does she have to have a fake identity? And so now it's just basically Hannah Montana, and they're just trying to like capitalize on the Pitch Perfect money, and it sucks.
Yeah, because that's the line on the trailers from the studio that brought you Pitch Perfect.
Yeah,
and it probably will make money though. But
no, it's totally gonna make money.
It's gonna break hearts of people like you.
It's
and
not
other
Gem.
Gem fans.
Like if you're gonna do Gem, don't do Gem. Don't call it Gem name only and not have Synergy. Synergy was like the coolest part of having Gem.
So all right, just to take it back to Gem School. So she would have these basically, tech wonder kind of earrings, and she would use the hologram. Why couldn't she be both the head of the studio and a superstar? Why the need for a different identity?
Because reasons. Because, it's really funny because you asked me that yesterday and
You just can't answer it. It's been...
and the best part of it too is that there's a three-way love triangle between her boyfriend, who also hits on Jem and doesn't know that they're the same person. And it's like, why do you stay with this guy who you know for a fact is hitting on this rock star because you're her? Yeah. Like,
this sounds awesome. Why aren't they making this movie?
It is so freaking awesome. But the reason that she has the dual identity is so that it was really kind of
what does Wikipedia tell you, Roth? Please.
I was trying to find out why she has the damn secret identity. But I remember it was oddly the opposite of what you would think, where you would think like, oh, it's so that she can have a normal life outside of being Jem. But Jem actually was the thing that shielded her. Jem actually
Why, were there like people trying to go after her business and stuff like that?
Yeah, because it was always like business with her, and Jem became her refuge. Like Jem, I remember it that way. I remember that it was more like she hid behind Jem than you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, okay, we mentioned this yesterday because this is what led to us even talking about this on the podcast. Was there was more heated debate in the office about Jem and the Holograms than there was that Supergirl trailer. And this isn't a TV podcast, and we're not going to get into that. But I brought up at one point, and you and Joshua seem to kind of agree, or no, you and Kyle, that
Jem
it's almost like that. It's kind of like Lady Gaga, right?
Yeah,
like
kind of.
She invents this persona for herself, and yet if she, as herself, walked down the street, you probably wouldn't recognize her.
Lady Gaga definitely, like, she looks, if you've seen pictures of her, she looks completely different as herself.
Like if there's a video of her when she was at, I think, Juilliard, right? And
yeah.
She's just like playing the piano, and like she was just really straight-laced looking.
Yeah, and she does look completely different. But Jem, it was more like, it's weird. It was more like this is the place where she could basically choose if she wanted to deal with either way. She was super high profile because she could either
and rich and famous.
But she could either choose if she wanted to deal with like the superstar identity, or she could deal with the businesswoman identity. But she didn't have to deal with both at once.
Do you think that there's any chance that the trailer, that you all could be wrong, and that maybe that stuff is in there and the trailer is just hiding it because they're afraid that people are going to be like, what the hell is this, and tune it out? Or do you really think this is a Jem and the Holograms in the name only?
It's in name only.
Wow.
I mean, the fact is, if you don't have synergy, then there is no Jem. Like, the whole thing was like, she was, one of the reasons too is like her whole mission was to protect Synergy. Okay. Like, she didn't want Synergy to be out there. She didn't want other people to have access to Synergy because she didn't trust that they would use Synergy correctly. And if it was the Misfits who had access to Synergy, they obviously would do evil with Synergy because they're the Misfits. And for those of you out there who have been tweeting that the Misfits had better music than Jem, you're blasphemers too, including you, Eric Goldman. I saw that tweet. You and Matt.
Well, you heard it here. That's why the Jem and the Holograms movie is just a crock.
It is a crock.
All right. Well, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more discussion about this as further footage from the movie comes out.
We want Jerrica, the head of a record label, and Jem, who is a holographic projection of her earrings. That's a Jem movie. That is a Jem movie.
I can't follow that. So let us know in the comments what you think of the Jem trailer and what you would have liked from the movie. And who had the better music, Jem and the Holograms or the Misfits?
Jem!